Once upon a time, in a kingdom nestled amidst lush green valleys, there lived a young prince named Siddhartha. He had been sheltered within the palace walls, shielded from the harsh realities of the outside world. Siddhartha's days were filled with luxuries and pleasures, but deep within his heart, he felt an inexplicable restlessness. He yearned to understand the true meaning of life. One fateful day, Siddhartha decided to venture beyond the palace walls. Disguised as a commoner, he embarked on a journey through the bustling streets of the city. As he walked, he noticed a frail figure, bent with age, struggling to walk along the dusty road. It was an old person, their feeble steps a stark contrast to the youthful vitality Siddhartha possessed. Intrigued by this sight, he approached the old person and inquired, "Why do you suffer so? What causes this deterioration?" The old person, with wisdom etched into every wrinkle, looked at Siddhartha and replied, "Time passes swiftly, my prince. The vigor of youth fades, and the body succumbs to the relentless march of age. This is the way of life." Deeply moved, Siddhartha continued his journey, his heart heavy with the knowledge that youth and beauty were transient. As he proceeded, he encountered a sick person, writhing in pain, their body weakened by disease. Siddhartha, overcome with compassion, approached the sick person and asked, "Why do you suffer so? What has befallen you?" The sick person, struggling to speak, replied, "Illness can afflict anyone, my prince. Our bodies are fragile, vulnerable to ailments that disrupt our well-being. This is the way of life." Siddhartha's mind was filled with a profound realization of the vulnerability of the human body. Determined to seek answers, he continued his journey and stumbled upon a funeral procession. A solemn atmosphere surrounded the mourners, their tear-streaked faces expressing grief and sorrow. Siddhartha approached one of them and asked, "Why do you weep so? What is the cause of this sorrow?" The mourner, with a heavy heart, replied, "Death comes to us all, my prince. Life is impermanent, and it is inevitable that we must bid farewell to our loved ones. This is the way of life." Siddhartha felt a deep ache within him as he confronted the reality of mortality. The impermanence of existence became evident, and he yearned to understand how to transcend the suffering it brought. With a renewed sense of purpose, he continued his journey and finally came across an ascetic, adorned in tattered robes, radiating an aura of tranquility. Siddhartha approached the ascetic and asked, "Why do you renounce worldly comforts? What do you seek?" The ascetic, his eyes gleaming with wisdom, responded, "Desires enslave us, my prince. By renouncing material possessions and cultivating inner peace, we free ourselves from the endless cycle of craving. This is the path to liberation." The ascetic's words struck a chord deep within Siddhartha's soul. He realized that the old person, the sick person, and the dead person all pointed to the universal truths of impermanence, suffering, and the yearning for liberation. Inspired by these profound insights, Siddhartha resolved to seek a path beyond the world of illusions. Years of rigorous spiritual practice and introspection followed, leading Siddhartha Gautama to the enlightenment he sought. Renouncing his princely life, he became known as the Buddha, the Awakened One. The four sights forever imprinted on his mind, guiding his teachings and enabling countless beings. As the sun begins to set on our tale, we reflect upon the transformative journey of Siddhartha Gautama, who would later become the Buddha. From the confines of a palace to the bustling streets, he witnessed the four sights: old age, sickness, death, and asceticism. These profound encounters opened his eyes to the impermanence and suffering that pervade life. In the footsteps of the Buddha, we are reminded that our own paths are shaped by the choices we make. Just as Siddhartha sought understanding and liberation, we too can embark on a journey of self-discovery and awakening. Let these ancient truths resonate within you as you navigate the intricacies of existence. Embrace the wisdom of impermanence, finding solace in the transient nature of life. Cultivate compassion for those plagued by suffering and illness, for their pain echoes our own. Acknowledge the inevitability of death, allowing it to spur you on to live each moment with purpose and gratitude. Unlike the ascetic, seek inner peace, freeing yourself from the grip of desires that bind the soul. Thank you for joining us on this remarkable journey. May your own story be filled with boundless joy, peace, and enlightenment.